In this Learning Center video, we're going to talk about biosecurity during an event. Unfortunately, disease pathogens such as viruses and bacteria cannot be eliminated from a competition grounds. For example, a horse could be incubating a disease when it leaves its home premises and come to the arrival of the showgrounds and shed pathogens, such as equine herpes or influenza or the Strangles bacteria. There are 4 biosecurity measures that can help protect the competitors' horses and the competition to continue. The 4 measures we're going to talk about today is number 1, practicing good biosecurity. Number 2, monitoring your horse's health. Number 3 is isolating sick horses. And 4, that sick horse should immediately be removed to an isolation area. Biosecurity measure number 1 is practicing good biosecurity. Whether you're a show official, the trainer, the owner, the rider, or just the general public, you all play a role in protecting your horse's health. Some of the practices we do have become habit, whether it's sharing a nose rag, sharing communal water, or petting multiple horses. However, we need to change those habits to prevent disease from spreading. Things like using an individual nose rag for each horse, or allowing people to pet your horse, but giving them a hand sanitizer between horses so we can make sure that we're not spreading pathogens. So when you think about all the people that touch a horse on a competition grounds on a daily basis, such as the grooms, the riders, the trainers, the care professionals, whether it's the massage therapist, the chiropractor, the farrier, or the veterinarian, or those that get them ready for the show, such as a braider. All of these people may handle multiple horses. That's a way for us to spread disease from one horse to another if we're not careful, such as washing our hands or using hand sanitizer between horses, or changing clothing between groups of horses, so that we're not sharing those pathogens from one barn to another barn. Monitoring your horse's health is critical to ensuring that only healthy horses are on the competition grounds. Observation of your horse's health on a daily basis, as well as twice daily temperature recording, is crucial for monitoring health of the horse. Oftentimes, I hear folks say, "Don't worry, Doc, my horse is healthy. He wouldn't compete if he wasn't." Well, I've seen horses that look perfectly fine one day, and then the next day, they're showing severe clinical disease. By monitoring the health, such as the temperature, you can identify the horse prior to any more overt clinical signs. Taking temperatures twice daily on the competition grounds is crucial for monitoring horses' health. Logging those temperatures will also allow you to see if there's any increases in those temperatures of your horse. Again, early identification will allow for early intervention and will protect your horse's health as well as the health of all horses on the competition grounds. So I strongly recommend everyone takes their horse's temperature twice daily while they're at the competition. Mandatory reporting of sick horses to competition management or the veterinarian is actually protecting your horse as well as all horses on the competition to also allow us to ensure the competition continues. Cancellation of an event due to sick horses is not what we want. We want to make sure we can continue our horse shows and make sure that all the horses remain healthy. Any horse displaying a temperature over 101.5 or any horse that has a change in manure consistency, a change in water consumption, or a change in feed consumption, or a change in behavior, or any observable clinical signs such as nasal discharge or neurologic signs such as ataxia or wobbliness in a gait, all should be reported to a veterinarian or competition management. Again, it's important to note that a follow-up examination by the veterinarian to determine the cause of any clinical sign is essential, but reporting it to them is an essential step to the next process of an examination by a veterinarian. In the case of strangles, a rise in temperature occurs prior to the shedding of that bacteria. Early identification of a temperature actually prevents pathogens from being shed after the temperature if we remove the horse from the environment. Again, I often hear, "No one needs to know my pony's sick. He'll be fine tomorrow. He just needs time or some butyrbandamine." The horse may be fine tomorrow or may not be. The horse may have an infectious disease and shedding virus or bacteria, or the horse may not be. The point is, we need to be identifying and reporting these horses so that we can have further examination by a veterinarian to determine if they pose a risk from a biosecurity standpoint to other horses on the premises. Biosecurity measure number 4 to protect your show: moving the sick horse to isolation. Identifying and moving this horse to isolation will help prevent disease spread or pathogen spread from horse to horse or on the competition grounds. Moving a sick horse to isolation is in the best interest of the horse as well as other horses on the premises. Again, equine health during a competition is critical to allow that competition to continue. The USEF requires all competitions to have an isolation plan. So you reporting a sick horse to competition management will activate their isolation plan. That isolation plan may be to have the horse isolated in stabling on-site or off-site stabling or at a veterinary clinic. The key is prompt immediate removal of any sick horse to protect the population. It's also important to note that if the sick horse is confirmed with an infectious disease pathogen that is regulated by state or federal animal health officials, that it's the state or federal animal health official that will come in and mandate the next steps. Equine herpes virus is a perfect example. If equine herpes virus, especially neurologic cases, are identified, the state or federal animal health officials will promptly quarantine that individual horse and identify all horses that have been exposed. Therefore, the prompt immediate removal of that index horse will limit the number of exposed horses that are identified and potentially quarantined. Failure to identify sick horses, quickly report those sick horses, and immediately isolate those sick horses can lead to pathogen spread on the showgrounds. Equine herpes virus, influenza, or strangles bacteria could be spread throughout the population. More horses exposed, more horses become sick, and ultimately, due to the number of sick horses, the show will be canceled. So prompt attention to the identification, reporting, and isolating of sick horses protects your horse, protects all horses on the showgrounds, and protects the show. It's a joint effort of competitors and competition management to ensure only healthy horses are on the showgrounds competing.